Welcome back to the Britannia Coin Company. We're a coin dealer based in Royal Wootton Bassett in the UK. Last week, Americans celebrated Independence Day on the 4th of July, so in today's video we thought we'd have a general look at some US coins. In a world with continually declining cash transactions, the US still mints a lot of coins by comparison to the UK. Given that the population is 5 times larger than the UK, it is understandable that even with more people using cashless transactions, there will still be a greater need for coins given the sheer number of people in the country. In fact, the UK can easily fit within quite a few of US states geographically. So what coins are used in circulation across the pond? American coinage is itself a hugely varied and exciting topic, and as much as we'd love to look at all examples of every denomination, unfortunately that would make for a rather long video. So we'll be looking at a few examples of each denomination. The smallest coin currently used is the 1-cent piece, although they do call them pennies out in America too. Since 1909, President Lincoln has appeared on this denomination, and since 2010, the Union Shield reverse has been minted onto the coin. Much like the UK, this coppery looking coin has actually been copper-plated zinc since 1982, a move made with the increase in the cost of copper and the declining buying power of this small denomination. Before the Union Shield design, the 1-cent piece had the Lincoln Memorial minted as the design for the reverse of the coin. The coins minted from 1982 are again copper-plated zinc, but those minted from 1956 until 1982 are copper coins. Those coins were the successor of the wheat cents, which was minted from 1909 to 1958. These coins are bronze, and although some are low minted or have other reasons collectors might keep them, such as errors, they are also sought after for the metal value within the coin. It's a similar case for the 1-cent coins before that, which are referred to as Indian head cents. With the whole denomination, there are a range of key dates that collectors will be looking out for, and some with variants or errors that make the coins rather desirable. One really visible variant are the steel cents. In 1943, the coins were struck as zinc-plated steel due to the demands on copper during the Second World War. Contrary to popular myths, these, although look very interesting and different, they aren't particularly rare or valuable. There did seem to be some of these blanks accidentally used the following year in 1944, and these are rare and valuable. Unlike in the UK, there have been some commemorative 1-cent pieces too. In 2009 for the bicentenary of Lincoln's birth, but also the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, 4 unique designs were minted across the 1-cent coins. Moving up a step, we have the 5-cent coin, but Americans will tell you off for calling them a 5-cent piece, as they're actually called nickels. From 1913 until 1938, we see a design referred to as a buffalo nickel, for quite simply featuring a buffalo on one side of the coin. There are slight variants to this impressive creature to look out for as well. On the other side of the coin, we see the head of a Native American. Although not based on one person individually, it's a portrait inspired by a number of Native American chiefs. From 1938 until 2003, the Jefferson nickel became the design struck onto this denomination. It features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd president of the US, and on the other side Monticello, which was the home of Jefferson and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We then see a slew of commemorative designs featuring on this coin to celebrate Lewis and Clark, the Louisiana Purchase, a bison, and an ocean view as part of a series called the Westward Journey. From 2006 to present, we return to seeing Monticello and the new portrait of President Jefferson on this coin. Onto the 10-cent coin, or dime as they're commonly called. First up we have mercury dimes, which were struck between 1916 and 1945, and these coins are 90% silver. With some still floating around in circulation, they would make for very exciting pocket change to come across, given their value in the precious metal. Although called mercury dimes, the design isn't actually Mercury, the Roman messenger god, but instead the goddess Liberty. But the misidentification has stuck, and hence they're called mercury dimes to this day. From 1946 to the current day, the dime was redesigned to feature another president, Franklin D. Roosevelt. His image was chosen to be minted onto the denomination after his death due to his championing of the March of the Dimes, which raised money for polio research. 25 cents next, but more commonly called the quarter for being that fraction of a dollar. From 1916 until 1930, the Standing Liberty design was struck in silver for circulation with a purity of 90%. The coin was then redesigned to the Washington quarter, which will be more familiar to those using American coinage today. From 1932 until 1964, they were again struck in 90% silver. From 1965, the coin began to be minted in non-precious metals. These coins would remain unchanged until 1999, where we see a whole slew of exciting commemorative quarters. This began with one coin for each state in the USA, moving on to territories and then parks and reserves, so there's quite a bounty of exciting commemorative coins to find and collect, and thankfully a lot of these are very common to find in your change. The 50-cent coin, half a dollar, and more commonly called the half, sees the Walking Liberty design minted from 1916 until 1947, and again these are silver coins with 90% pure silver in them. These designs were changed to the Franklin half dollars, again seeing a notable president minted onto the coins along with the Liberty Bell on the other side of the coin. These were again 90% silver coins, minted from 1948 to 1963. President Franklin moved aside in 1964 to be replaced by President John F. Kennedy, and the first year of issue saw 90% silver continue to be used for this coin. But from 1965 until 1970, the silver content was reduced down to 40% and then phased out and replaced with non-precious metals from 1971 until the present day. On the other side of the coin featuring JFK, we see a modified seal of the USA on the chest of an American eagle, which is a rather striking image. The 1976 Kennedy half dollar, though, was minted with Independence Hall on it to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the US Declaration of Independence. We finish our tour of the coins with the $1 coin. One of the most iconic US coins is the Morgan dollar, which was minted from 1878 to 1904 and has become a popular investment coin with collectors seeking out desirable years, fascinating toning effects, or interesting errors. The Peace dollar replaced the Morgan dollar and was minted from 1921 to 28, and again in 1934 and 1935. Both this coin and the Morgan dollar were minted to the silver fineness of 90%. The Eisenhower dollar began to be produced in the 70s with another president on one side of the coin and the Liberty Bell to the other. There was much effort to persuade the public to use the dollar coin. There was similar thinking in the US as there was in the UK that paper notes don't last all that long, whereas a coin could survive in circulation for decades. The issue was that these large coins were a bit too big and heavy, whereas a $1 bill was much easier to use. From the late 70s, smaller $1 coins began to be minted, although the old, larger dollars remain legal tender and can still be used in some situations. Their replacements have proven much more user-friendly. There was a run of presidents minted onto the coins, along with other fascinating designs exploring the history of the country. But the $1 bill still reigns supreme. What's really neat about US coins is that a lot of these older coins could still be found in circulation too. Unlike in the UK, where we decimalised in 1971, resulting in all of our coins previous to that being recalled and replaced. The USA was already on a decimal system, so hunting through your US change might even result in finding bits of silver in your pockets. Something that US coins have, which our UK coins don't anymore, are mint marks. Mint marks determine where exactly a coin was made, and as all UK coins are minted by the Royal Mint at one site, we don't see the additional variety of mint marks in our coinage anymore. The most common ones you will see on modern US coins in circulation now are D for Denver Mint and P for the Philadelphia Mint, although some minted in Philadelphia are also identified by having no mint mark. Another two you might see is an S for San Francisco, although they do now produce the proof and silver coins rather than anything you'll find in circulation. There is also W for West Point, however this mint mainly focuses on bullion, but there were plans to mint some collectors exclusive coins with the W mint mark at one point. On older US coins, there are other mints too that used to make coins, such as Carson City and New Orleans, with their own mint marks that you can look out for too. If we had more time, it would have been great to delve deeper into each denomination, and perhaps it's a topic we need to return to at a future date. But I'd love to know in the comments what your favourite US coin is, whether it's in your collection or in your wish list. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. It's free to do and it means you won't miss out on any of our future uploads. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post lots of pictures of our coins. We're on Twitter and TikTok. We have our shop and online store, and I'll see you next time for more amazing coins from the Britannia Coin Company.